Hey YouTube, we're starting another project kind of thing here, a yzf600r thundercat. It's a 2005. Basically this one's going to be Greg's bike, I think, depending on if he ever gets his license and all that stuff. So let's see how it goes.
Up to North Jersey, and right through there is the thundercat. It did go down, so. He's gonna get a jump box and we're gonna hear it run. Only 6,500 miles.
Yeah, I think he's gonna end up painting it because I don't think we're gonna be able to get those fairings.
Yeah, they're tough to get. You got to figure this bike's 14 years old.
Well, I mean, just the ones with the paint. I mean, you can get them for like $400 or whatever from China.
Yeah, some of those kits are decent. They just take a while to put on.
No, I mean, it's like anything else. I mean, it's fucking fairings. You know? What'd you think of the CBR? Came out nice, didn't it?
It's beautiful,
yeah.
Man.
He painted it. He painted the color of my bed.
Oh, what kind of bit you got?
I got an 88 convertible that he painted.
Oh, nice.
So.
Wait, sounds pretty nice. That's awesome. I can just get new pegs and it's a lot cheaper.
I think you can just put the new discs on it. They almost look like
they're all pretty similar. Sometimes the different manufacturers make the parts for all the bikes.
Bike runs strong.
Cool with this one? It's all there.
For motorcycles, Manasquan, New Jersey.
And you guys you sell salvage bikes too and all that?
I sell a lot of different bikes. I do a lot of wholesale for newer bikes, and then I get leftover bikes like this.
What's the phone number here?
732-503-5971.
All right, so you know where we're getting our next projects from after this one. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
So we're driving back and we see the motorcycle practically almost fall out the back of the truck because Greg strapped it down. And I mean, it was like wobbling from side to side. And then we realized that Greg didn't have the bar straps on right. Didn't put them through the right way. And I think he just put a strap around the rear tire thinking that would hold it from falling out of the truck altogether. So Bill and I decided that maybe it would be a good idea to stop the truck and, you know, check it to make sure it's actually strapped in. So we did, and good thing we did, because the bike had moved like, I don't know, 4 inches back. So for the next project, Gregory is not allowed to tie down the motorcycle, because without supervision, he says he can't do it. So got the bike in the garage, and we're looking at what's going on here. Obviously, the bike took a heavy push this way, but if you look, where it hit the tank was the bar end. So there's no way that bar should be able to hit the tank. So when it went down, it actually bent this and pushed it towards the tank. There's no way that the triple trees are bent. So I think if we just get a bar end, we should be okay. It looks like it's kind of tilted down and went towards the bike, because obviously you're not supposed to be able to hit a bike. I mean, look how far that stops. So somewhere along the line we have to check that. I don't know, at this point I can't really see, but I'm going to get a bar end, and that'll tell us where we are straight. I mean, obviously you can see, looking at it, it crushed in the fairing stay. It basically took in this whole section, pushed it, pushed that, broke some stuff. So this is kind of pushed this way. I mean, the frame's not bent. I'm not worried about that. So these are the things we have to do first. It's fine. Get a fairing stay, get a bar end, and go from there. I mean, this is all pushed. I mean, shouldn't be able to hit the fairing either, obviously. Can't hit the fairing. So that's all pushed in. The fairing stay, I'll take care of that. Peg, like I said before, the peg's bad. On this side, it's got a little dent on the swing arm. Again, it hasn't taken it out of shape, so that's not a problem.
Speedometer cable was broken.
Yeah, it looks like the speedometer cable was broken. I don't even know if that's part of it or what. And you know what? It might still work, but it's just twisted. You'll have to get a speedometer cable. Blinkers are missing.
It's gonna need a whole new throttle set.
Yeah, the throttle assembly got chewed up, and obviously it's hanging up. You can see it's broken there, so that's got to get done. Mostly cosmetic. I mean, tank, we'll pull that tank out. Greg will have to paint it. He might even be able to just blend in this little spot here. Tape it, just blend it in. You'll never even see it. That's probably what I would do. Just blend it in silver. Problem is it's right on that decal. So worst comes to worst, we might have to replace that decal. He can blend into here because our body work's going to stop right about here. So, little things, like I said, this thing. Some of the stuff's cheapy stuff. Other stuff is maybe a little harder, but
we also have to unbend the pipe because the pipe got bent in as well.
He says the pipe's bent. I don't know if it's bent or not.
It's bent in because it's laying on the rear caliper.
It might have just, I don't know. I don't know if that's really bent or that's the way that pipe goes, because the bracket's not broken or bent here, so I'm not really sure. We'll take a look at that. That's just, it might have just broke the bracket or whatever, bent that bracket a little bit. Those are trivial little shit things. Other than that, I mean, for a first bike for him to ride on the street, this is nothing. This is an easy job. So, like I said, we'll take care of that peg. I think we're going to use the Ninja 250 pegs that we took off when we did the metal upgrade on it. To me, I can't see bothering to spend money, even $5 to get new pegs. I mean, if I have them, I have them. He wants to change them when he's older, or after a while he wants to go to them. They're rubber and they isolate the road. So anyway, this is the first things first. So we'll get it, we'll look, and we'll take it apart, and whatever's broken we'll replace. It ain't no big deal. Nice bike. It's got 6,000 miles on it. If that speedometer didn't break fucking 10,000 miles ago, it might have. But
although it still supposedly has original tires on it.
Yeah, it has original tires, so I mean, it
could be right, could not be.
Yeah, I mean, again, nothing crazy. The easy bike for us. So, you know, it's just getting the parts and changing it. It's nothing more than nuts and bolts. So, we'll see. And if, like I said, if anything's broken, we'll fix it. Ain't no big deal. The biggest thing that I have a problem with is that bar, because I don't think it should have been hitting as low as it was, or even as close as it was. And the forks aren't bent. Looking at it, tracks perfectly straight. So, yeah, but if it is, we'll fix those too. Not a big deal. But looking at the head and all that, there's no wrinkles, there's no bends, the bars are pretty straight. I mean, not the bars, the forks are pretty straight. So, I think we're okay there. I think we got away lucky. So, just see that stops full lock, like 3-4 inches away from the tank. We turn it the other way. I mean, that smacks the tank. So the only thing it can be is this, and you can see it looks like it's bent compared to this one. Looks pretty straight. This looks bent. So, like I said, we'll figure it out. Again, not a bad bike. No, they're not that easy to find, these little projects. So, we don't know what we want to bring it back in color. Why don't you guys let us know online? Should we just bring it back to a factory color? Should we custom paint the bike? All black? What should we do? I'm leaning towards just bringing it back to stock and feathering this in. You know, the only problem is with that decal. I don't know how close we can get with that decal with the body work, but we can pull most of it out, and we might be able to get away with, you know, not even getting too close to that. Even if we can get like right on it and tape on it, you'll never see it under the clear. If not, we got to get the decal and lay it back under the clear. Not a big deal. I mean, all this will be under the clear afterwards, because if he paints it, then it's going to have to be under the clear. This is all just a decal. This isn't even paint here. This is just a decal. But next to impossible to get these decals off without having to do body work and stuff on it. But if we custom paint it, that's what's going to happen. We're going to take the decal off. That's what happens. But again, yeah, they sell them. I mean, get decals. Ain't a big deal. So, well, this is our next project. So, like and subscribe so you guys can be in on it and see where it goes. You know, when these bikes get wrecked, they can be fixed without a problem. So, we wanted a 600 this time because it's going to be Greg's bike. I didn't want him on any, 1000 or 750. Not that he can't ride. He can ride better than most people. It's just the issue of, if you got 198 horsepower under you like with this bike's got, you're going to use it. I don't want him using it. Not in the beginning. You get killed on these things. So last thing we want to do is have somebody get killed. So anyway, like and subscribe. Ring the bell so you get updates on our videos. And hope you enjoy this project as it comes around.
Like and subscribe.